Hey guys, I wanted to touch on the Brian McKnight situation. So let me give you a little bit of the backstory. In 2017, Brian McKnight married a woman who, I don't know if she was a nurse, she was administration staff of a hospital, whatever the case may be, she works at a hospital. She has a son. And Brian McKnight went on Instagram and posted, I'm so proud of you, to my loving son, blah, blah, blah. You're responsible, and, I'm very proud of you. The picture is the son, whose name is Jack. I don't know if it's Jack or just regular Jack, whatever the case. We're just going to call him Jack right now. Jack is standing in front of a Dodge Challenger. Brian McKnight goes on to say, I'm so proud of you. You even got a job at McDonald's to help pay for it. You gave us some money towards it, and I'm really, really proud of you. I love that you respect me, and, I love the fact that I'm your father. Everybody was like, oh, nice post, nice post. I guess later on, one of his sons went online and took, it's hurtful to see that, you showing somebody that's not even your blood, calling them son, and you've abandoned us. After that post from his son, the internet world went crazy. Everybody was bashing him. I was bashing him like, oh my God, Brian McKnight, you deadbeat, whoop, 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 whoop. You know what I mean? And it was a lot of buzz going on. Brian McKnight came and wanted to say a few things. Before I tell you that part, he also has a daughter that has a separate mom than the boys. And she put on here like, every year for my birthday, I sit by the phone all day. You've never even called to tell me happy birthday. Luckily, I have these brothers that are my father, because that's the only father that I have. Beautiful girl. She's about 17, 18. Beautiful, beautiful girl. And so everyone is going insane over this information. Brian McKnight goes on and makes a video, goes on live. Whatever he does, he's on the internet, and he goes to say, I need to get a few things straight. He says, my wife works at a hospital. She got my kids jobs making $18 an hour. They did not want to work there. He said, I took care of them. He said, one of my sons produced one of my videos. One of my songs was wrote by one of my other sons. He was like, and I've always been there. He said, I've never missed a child support payment, which has nothing to do with anything. We're going to touch on that, but just this is the backstory. He says, I've never missed a child support payment. And then he goes on to say, after he said he's never missed a child support payment, he says, I feel like you guys basically shit on my wife every chance you get. And it's because of my wife that, we're even in this situation, only because she wants to keep the glue together with this family. She's trying to make this work. She stuck her neck out. She tried to get you guys jobs. You guys didn't want it. He said recently you guys broke in my home and they put X's all over their wedding pictures and then placed a photo of their mom and Brian McKnight, their wedding photo, on the nightstand, which is extremely rude. Then Brian McKnight goes on to say, I got you an apartment. I paid for you. And I said, I'm going to pay for your apartment for 2 years. He said, keep in mind, these kids aren't 12. They're like 31 and 27 or something like that. They're over the age of 21. He was like, so now that I've cut you off, this is what you result to. He said, and as far as my daughter goes, he said, your mom only had you because I was Brian McKnight. I didn't basically even want you. He said, about a year ago, he found out that an 18-year-old cousin was having sex with you. So he called the state, filed a report, and never heard anything about it again. He said after he did that, her mother changed her phone number and he hasn't heard anything from her again. That's where the backstory stops. So as a parent, if you hear that your daughter is having sex with someone that's 18 and she's under 18, you take proactive measures to make sure that she's safe. You take your vehicle, you drive to the house, you don't knock, you basically kick the door down and you go and you get your child. You keep the child with you, enroll the child in a new school. You do whatever you need to do until after the court hearing, because you're going to court because you need to see what's going on and why was the child being harmed. You need to take the child to the doctor to do a rape kit. You need to do all sorts of things because your daughter is under the age of 18 and you want to keep her safe. Just as a parent, you just want to do that. So when he said that he called, made a report and never heard anything, that's very interesting. That is your child. I understand that you may not have wanted her. I understand that you and her mom don't have a relationship, but she's still your child. She carries your blood. So just act like you care a little bit more than that phone call that you didn't even get a response from. You know what I mean? His sons are hella foul. Y'all are too damn old to be riding the McKnight bandwagon. Get jobs. He employed you. You guys wrote a song. You went on tour. I've seen video clips. You guys are singing with him. You guys were employees. What the hell happened? Because he didn't pay for your apartment? Go get jobs. Brian McKnight is your dad. Ask him for Timberland's number. Ask him to contact Jermaine Dupri. Ask that nigga to call Khaled for all I care. Get it Diddy. Get it Jay. Go work on another project. Ask him, do we got any connections? Ask, can he connect you with Wayne, Drizzy, Cole, Kendrick, anybody? You gotta grow up and take care of yourself. Child support is for you to get assistance as you're growing up. At the age of 18, child support stops. It's no such thing that says he has to take care of you. As your father, you should be able to go to him and ask him for things. If you're respectful, you would have probably gotten that. But the fact that you broke in his house, you put X's all over the wedding pictures, come the fuck on now. Y'all really got to do better. Mr. McKnight, I want you to reach out to your daughter. On her post, she was saying, you know, she's dealing with demons and stuff. She probably feels that you don't want her. Now the world knows you don't want her, but she feels it. So what, you pay her child support? So what, she goes to a fancy school in Arizona? That doesn't mean anything to her. She would rather have a father that comes to see her once a month versus a check. I'm sure of it, because she just wants a relationship with you. She wants to be able to say that you guys have a bonding experience and that you guys are you're a father-daughter. Mr. McKnight, you have a lot of growing up to do too. I cannot believe you got on social media and said that shit about your little girl. I don't know what role model you have in your life, but I hope they make some tea and y'all have a for real sit down, because y'all need to get that shit together. That shit is sickening. Your older sons, okay, they're foul, they're too old, but your daughter, you need to go somewhere and make that shit right. That little boy relationship you're married into, that's good that you're a father for him, but you need to start with your daughter. You need to go get your daughter and you need to fix that shit fast. That's all I'm going to say on the subject.